Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving straight into these excerpts you shared from William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica.
That's right.
And today, our focus for this deep dive is really ammonium bromatum, specifically the picture this source paints.
Exactly. And Boericke identifies it clearly. For us, it's bromide of ammonia.
Got it.
So our goal here really is to understand what this text, Boericke's text, highlights.
Yeah.
Its main indications, its unique symptom picture, according to him.
Right, and the source, well, it kicks off with some pretty general indicators, doesn't it?
It does.
Things like chronic laryngeal and pharyngeal catarrh, those neuralgic headaches, and even obesity.
Yeah, broad strokes first, but then, like typical materia medica, it gets into the really interesting specifics. What's fascinating is how Boericke builds the picture. It's not just those general points. He details things like constrictive pain, head, chest, legs.
And then you hit those really unique points, the ones that make you pause, like that intensely irritable feeling under the fingernails. The source specifically notes relief only comes from biting them. That's pretty peculiar, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely peculiar. That kind of really specific, almost odd detail is something these texts often focus on,
Right.
Then it moves to the head, mentions cerebral congestion, like a fullness, and that feeling of a band above the ears.
Okay.
And sneezing, specifically with a thick nasal discharge, not just any sneeze.
Big discharge, got it. And what about the eyes?
For the eyes, Boericke points to red, swollen edges of the lids. Said it affects the meibomian glands, those tiny oil glands there.
Ah, okay.
And the eyeballs themselves can feel large, apparently, with pain around the eyes that the text says extends into the head.
Pain extending into the head, interesting. And the throat.
Moving down, yeah. Smarting in the mouth is mentioned. And this very distinct tickling sensation, which leads to this inclination, this urge for a dry, spasmodic cough, and notably at night.
At night, okay. That seems important.
Yeah. Plus burning in the fauces, back of the throat, and a description of white, sticky mucus. Boericke even calls out chronic speaker's catarrh, specifically.
That nighttime tickling cough, that really seems like a major thread this source is pulling on, doesn't it?
It really does. The respiratory section expands on it quite a bit, describes a sudden, short cough, sometimes strangling,
Wow.
and it details the tickling not just in the throat, but going down into the trachea and bronchial tubes.
Okay, so it extends downwards.
And this is where the timing and position become really key details, according to the source. It mentions waking specifically at 3 a.m. with this cough.
3 a.m. Very precise.
And also a continuous cough when lying down at night. Comes with sharp pain in the lungs, the text adds.
Sharp pain, too.
It even brings up whooping cough in this context. Again, emphasizing that dry, spasmodic cough on lying down.
So a really strong emphasis in this source on nighttime lying down and that specific 3 a.m. aggravation.
Precisely. That's the picture Boericke is painting here. Then the text briefly touches on relationships and other remedies it might connect with, according to the author. It lists Hios, Con, Argnit, and Kolibich.
Right, standard materia medica stuff. And the dosage mentioned in the source.
It mentions the first potency. So the 1X or 1C, typically.
Okay.
So putting all this together, just from Boericke, what this source seems to be saying is, yes, ammonium bromatum has general uses, but its specific identity here is really anchored in this very particular group of symptoms.
Yeah, it's not just any cough or headache.
Exactly. It's one with these precise feelings, timing, sensations.
Right, it's that blend, isn't it? The broader categories like catarrh, but then these almost signature details, that fingernail thing, the cough triggered specifically by lying down at night, that 3 a.m. wake-up call. This text uses those specifics to really define the remedy's unique picture.
So thinking about just this source material we've looked at, what stands out most to you from this specific picture Boericke gives of ammonium bromatum? What does it really mean, based only on this text, to have such a distinct, maybe even peculiar combination of symptoms to find a remedy like this?